Hello, everybody. Um, the PlayStation Pro is just announced, and I don't think it's going to be a good buy altogether as compared to other platforms. Because if you look at it, what Sony wants you to do is pay $500 for the Pro, which is supposed to work with the PlayStation. So that's going to be an extra $500 for the PlayStation Slim, which is also something they want you to do. And then on top of that, you have the VR set coming out. The VR set, from what it looks like the PlayStation Move with goggles. That means you're still going to be pointing an ice cream cone at something. And I think the way that they have it designed, it looks more like it's going to be a fad, like the PlayStation Move altogether, that it's just going to come in and out. But if you add up the total physical damage that this will cause you, this is a great deal. You're looking at, okay, when it comes to the PlayStation View, which is what they're calling their 3D model or virtual reality model, from what I've seen $500 price tags. I don't think that can't be it. I know the PlayStation Pro is going to be $500, but it's supposed to work with your PlayStation or with the PlayStation Slim, because for some reason I have a sneaky suspicion that the regular PlayStation 4 owners will not be able to fully optimize the PlayStation Pro. So they're going to want you to get the Slim. They're going to also want you to get the Pro, which is already about $1,000. And then the View on top of that, I've seen $500 price tags. I don't think that's the real price. And I think that's the price for like the bundle, because I could see it being like maybe an extra 100 or maybe an extra 150. So let's just assume it's an extra 150 just for the sake of argument. You're looking at over $1,000. That's a lot of money when $1,000 can get you a decent PC, which does more than what PlayStation's going to be able to do. And plus, I hear rumors going through the mill that there's going to be an NES emulator on the new on Xbox One S, I guess they're calling it. Yeah, Xbox One S. That supposedly you're going to be able to download an emulator for it. If you can play the old school NES games on it, I'm sorry, but one, that could get a lawsuit from Nintendo. Two, if they somehow made a deal, then they won. There's nothing Sony can do against that library. And now back to the PlayStation Pro. 1 terabyte hard drive, which is something I asked for, was a larger hard drive. But with these 3D games, the games are going to be much, much larger when it comes to size. And because they're going to be much larger in size, I really do feel as if 1 terabyte, it's just going to be the same problems that people are going to have, or that people are already having with the 500 gigabyte hard drive. I have not heard of any way to expand it without voiding the warranty. A simple peripheral plug would have been fine. It would have sufficed. But I haven't seen anything about it. I myself have not looked at the console itself, so I can't really say for certain. But it's still something that makes you think, you know? And all of this is only going to last about 2 or 3 years. That's it. What they're going to do, they're doing the same thing Sega Genesis did. They're adding peripherals. This goes for Microsoft too. But they're adding peripherals to expand its lifespan. Problem is, for all those that remember the Sega 32X and the Sega CD, a lot of people think the same thing. Why wasn't it its own standalone console? It was actually planned out for that, called the Sega Neptune, was the actual original plan. So they're just repeating history. Now when it comes to Nintendo, the Nintendo NX it's supposed to be correcting where the Wii U made mistakes. So this can be really, really good or really bad by making a whole new list of mistakes. But I'm hopeful because here's the thing, Nintendo has shown time and time again that when they're up against the ropes, when it looks like they're about ready to have be just a bad set of years for them, they come out swinging for the fences. And they hit grand slams every time. Good example, when people were saying, oh, the PlayStation Wii, or the Sony Wii U, excuse me, oh, the Nintendo Wii U doesn't have that many games. Smash Brothers came out, Super Mario Maker came out, a new Yoshi game. That's the main thing. Because you could have the greatest console in the world, but if you don't have great games to go along with it, then you just got a bucket of duty. A big bucket of smelly duty. So I really do think, and Nintendo has all these franchises that we have grown to love. And they've done a great job with other franchises as well, building new, such as Fire Emblem. Matter of fact, I think a new Chrono game might be a good thing. A new Metroid game might be a good thing. As well as a third Bayonetta. Now, Bayonetta 2 was one of those games that a lot of people underestimated because they thought, oh, it's on Nintendo, so everything's gonna be toned down. Well, it wasn't. It's an action-packed game, and of course, there's the fan service that goes along with it. Granted, if you want worse, there's a billion options, but still. I like the gameplay of Bayonetta, the whole Bayonetta franchise. The gameplay was awesome. It was smooth, crisp, very similar to, well, almost an exact duplicate, with a little differences here and there. Just small things compared to Devil May Cry, which was a series that needed a reboot. Unfortunately, the reboot didn't work out too well, understandably so. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to be my perspective on it. Do I think the PlayStation Pro is going to be worth it? No. You're better off putting your money into a good PC that has a huge variety of games you can play, and just wait. Patience is very important in the gaming world. You have to be patient, because if you're not, you're going to wind up being one of those kids that spent all their money on the 32X and the Sega CD. 10 years from now, how many people still play that compared to how many people still play the old school Nintendo or the old school NES? Alright, well, that was just a little quick thing to let you know about my opinion on it. I'm signing out. Thank you very much. Have a good day.